Hi, I'm Michael Kourosh. I live in Santa Barbara, California, one of the most beautiful places on earth. My design center is where people come to reimagine their homes and spaces. I work with the best designers, clients with broad tastes, and experts who navigate the fascinating world of design. I'm always excited to learn something new, and I never say no to a challenge. This is Design Santa Barbara. Welcome to Design Santa Barbara. I'm Michael Kourosh, and today we are in Santa Barbara Design Center. You know, this year we will be celebrating our 10th year on the air, so I thought it would be fun to go back and look at some of our favorite moments. Please join us. On Design Santa Barbara, today I'm working with a dear friend of mine, Leesa Wilson. She has this modern home at the beach that was made for a bachelor, and he wants to move in very quickly. So we are trying to get the project done as soon as possible.
Hi, Michael. Wait until you see this. I'm so excited about this project.
Oh wow, what an amazing house.
Such a fun project.
The house is very modern, has an amazing window. I have never seen a window that large. And is actually super modern. It's not even transitional, it's very modern. So I'm thinking, let's mix some antiques. Maybe we should bring some art that is old or more traditional to mix with the modern furniture. This is a beautiful space. What a fantastic window. And I don't think this can get any better.
Oh, just wait.
Oh wow.
Welcome to the Funk Zone.
I'm very pleased being part of this project with Leesa. Very wonderful house, and it came out to be very, very nice. The living room with that beautiful carpet on the floor, with the nice sectional tying it together. She did that beautiful chair in the corner with that antique painting, with the Zen warm monks looking over the whole project. The dining room, very cute little, but ties in very nicely with the living room. It's like a little Manhattan out here.
Come on into the TV room.
This is the legendary
honey.
TV room. Oh, there's Tom and the cuties. Who are
And the
these?
cuties. This is Maxine and Mitzi.
They are the cutest things.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
So this is where I had talked about the mantelpiece
Oh, yes.
from upstairs. This is part of the new beam structure that we put in the coffered ceilings. But this is where the original beams came from.
We pulled in one time with a car and you could really hear amazing creaking.
Oh, because they don't know, but that's your garage.
So we
Yes.
brought in an engineer just for safety. We brought in an engineer and we decided that we would overload, put a little bit more into it. And by putting the beams in, we had to disguise them.
I
So we
see.
made them part of the room by coffering the ceiling, putting the lamp beams in, and it came out great. It brings the natural wood in.
It looks very warm, actually.
Yeah.
It really does,
Thank
and
you.
cozy and warm. Oh, I recognize that horse.
Yes.
That is yours, of course.
And beautiful.
It's a Peter Lick. It's a photograph, actually a photograph. And as the light during the day gets brighter, as the light at night goes down, the picture wakes up and goes to sleep.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the focal point of the sun is what comes up and down.
It's a phenomenal piece.
It's beautiful.
It's very visible from the outside at night, which is an amazingly interesting view.
It's an amazing pier. Which pier is that?
It's in Pacifica.
Nice.
Beautiful piece.
So Michael, now we are coming into the living room of the beach cottage. This is a wonderful piece, and I love to support local artists. And she's a lovely photographer named Andrea, and she does wonderful shots of the ocean and the critters, and these birds were just beautiful. And this area over here was just a blank wall. We decided to create a little seating bench area in case she has extra guests and company.
Beautiful. You can sit down there, you know, look outside. Yeah, that's a very clever idea you did.
But it's a little hard, so we needed cushions, obviously. We decided to mimic what we did over there with the blues and bring them here. So we're going to bring the cushions in. I'll show you how this is actually a sitting area that's soft. And you've got the most amazing array of fabrics.
Oh, you know, I'm lucky to carry all these fabrics. They're fabulous. All right, then comes the pillows.
And again, more of these, some of this was from your shop. And then you'll see the batik, which Jane had in her collection of fabrics. And now you can just come here and sit down, a cup of tea, read a magazine. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this.
It's wonderful. You picked also this
Oh, and this,
unorthodox lamp.
I love this lamp. Where did you find this? Please tell me.
This one, actually, I found it at a fair. I was very interested what it is, and they have broken jars that they make into recycled type of lamp, which is interesting.
I love that. Let's bring the rug in. So this floor is beautiful beechwood. We want to remain this sort of ocean feeling. So you had the most wonderful rug.
I love that Moroccan rug, actually. So beautiful.
So let's
it's
bring this in.
sumptuous and light.
I couldn't have found a more perfect rug.
This is beautiful.
And talk about comfort on this. Like, she's going to want to sleep on this. Let's bring in
Get the coffee table.
the coffee table first. Now tell me about this piece. I know it's some type of a mango wood.
It's a mango wood. So what it is, actually, they take the old pieces of architectural elements like the old doors, old shutters, and they recycle them. So that's a very interesting thing. It's old wood, but newly made furniture. This is really nice detail on it and has a soul to it. You look at it, it looks a little bit different than ordinary coffee tables. So now we're gonna get the sofa, and that is the sofa custom made. So
Yes.
beautiful.
And I love about this, Michael, is I love the trim that we've done in this off-white to match the rug. And what I also love is that it's so comfortable and that you can take off these slip covers at any time and you can wash them. So this is a very durable sofa.
We had some ECAT pillows.
The pillows, and then this wonderful throw that you had, which reminds me again of the rug. And this was wonderful too. We had this
Oh, yes.
fabric which matched the pillows. So, you know, without being too matchy-matchy, we just bring the entire texture into the room with that.
And then we had that nice side table that looks like driftwood,
Yes,
actually.
and I love these, Michael. And then we carried it through with a lamp. We did a same
Beautiful.
matching lamp.
These chairs are very cool.
These chairs are wonderful, but they were boring until we ended up adding the batik fabric and the ikat fabric. This
Wonderful.
again was fabric she had collected. And I guess there's stories to these. I guess when they make these batiks, they actually have stories behind them when they're creating them. So there's some story behind that wonderful fabric. And here's the other chair. And we use that white cotton duck behind the chair, so you have a little, there's a little bit of
Continuity.
white coming into the room. Let's do some simple accessorizing, because there's a lot going on in here. Let's keep it simple. So I found some things from your shop that I love. Would you look at this? I'm sorry, but those are
That looks
starfish.
stunning. They look real, but they're not.
They
They're
look real.
cement.
They're amazing. So
They're pretty good.
I thought, what
You
better?
cannot sell live starfishes or
What about that for a beach
corals.
spot? I
It's
mean, that's
beautiful.
gorgeous. And then, of course, these flowers are beautiful, and they look so authentic. And because this is a home she travels back and forth to, she can't be here to water her flowers all the time, so she can leave and come back and still have flowers year-round.
When we come back, we will be looking at more of our favorite moments from the past 10 years. This week on Michael's Minute, we're going to be talking about my favorite subject, rugs. Every designer will tell you to start from the rug up. It's the key. We have personally curated a rug collection of thousands, and with over 100 combined years of design experience, we can help you find the perfect rug for your space. And if you absolutely have to look online, go to santabarbaradc.com or rugsamore.com, find the perfect rug, then come in here and see it in person. I will gladly show it to you myself. And with all our rugs 50% off, our prices can't be beat. Come into 410 Oliver Street and let us help you find your rug.
Welcome back to Design Santa Barbara. This week we are celebrating 10 exciting years on television. Please join us as we look back at some more classic DSB moments.
How did you find your style?
Once again, Toulouse-Lautrec, his mother loved his art when he was young. He was enabled by his mother, and I think my mother, I know my mother adored the little things I did as a child. And there was an artist from New England who lived nearby. We lived in the country, so I'd have to walk a couple miles to his studio and take lessons from him. And it was really enabled by my mother, who was so fond of anything I did, actually.
What are some of the works you're most proud of?
I think in the late 70s, maybe 79, George Balanchine touched his sword with his lead dancer from New York City Ballet, John Clifford, who was the youngest dancer at that time in American Ballet Theater, New York City Ballet, and touched him with his sword and said, "Go to Los Angeles and start my company." So I had the honor of being Degas. Degas painted the ballet for 24 years. I had 4 years with this incredible company. We had great dancers with the Los Angeles Ballet. Gelsey Kirkland's sister was our prima ballerina, and we had Brishnikov and Goodenough, and all these people came to our dance company, and we had a little studio, which I loved. I would wear my little painting outfit so I wouldn't get my paint all over myself and watch them. And it was, the ballerinas were just, they could jump in the air. And so I first thought I could do it by sketching, just sketching them. They wouldn't hold still, we're in the air. And so that was a problem. So Degas took pictures. I found out eventually that, that he took pictures of these ballerinas at the studio getting ready and on the bar, et cetera, which led me in '84 to, well, after that I painted the Pan Am Games, so I painted, that was in Venezuela at the time, so I painted the president of Venezuela. That was for CBS television, as I remember. Then that led into the '84 Olympics. There was David Hockney and Leroy Neiman and myself were the artists for that venue.
Oh, wonderful.
And Hockney painted his friends in his pool. He lived down in LA then. And I painted, I think Diane Ladd was our movie star who was coached on swimming and so forth. So we were at the pool looking over our incredible swimmers. So that's what got me painting the Olympics. So that led to Wimbledon and Torino, who's the artist for the Winter Games, and most recently the last Olympics for the Swimming Hall of Fame.
Did all of the swimmers that we had on the team. Welcome back to Design Santa Barbara. This week we are looking at the rich, vibrant history of tapestries. The term tapestry is also used to describe weft-faced textiles made on jacquard looms. The world-famous Bayeux tapestry depicting the Norman conquest of England and the Battle of Hastings in the 11th century is approximately 230 feet long. The methods used to design tapestries even helped in the development of modern technology. The way color pixels are rendered on computer screens can be directly linked to the methods in which colors are shown on ancient tapestries. Now let's look at another antique tapestry. Last on this segment, but not least, we have this beautiful tapestry from Aubusson, France, and this one has a beautiful history I will tell you in a couple of minutes. They were made back then also for exports, and I think this particular one was made for export to the United States. So I think the gentleman with the musket and the lady, they look very much the new colonials, and they are Americans. The motifs have changed. As you remember in the ones we had from Aubusson and Verdure, there were palaces in the background and they were typical French palaces. This looks like a monumental new world castle that you will see perhaps in the northeast of United States. And then you have that beautiful little hut or a little house that you would see typical back those days. A fascinating history about this is that this particular tapestry has a provenance, and it was hung at 1789 in Boston Concert Hall for the reception of George Washington. And as I mentioned, a lot of these tapestries were used as a backdrop and as a viewing point. So if you can imagine, George Washington was standing where I'm standing today, 1789. Well, that's very fascinating to me. Beautiful piece with a nice provenance, and it is in a fair condition. It has some little stains in the top, but that you expect that from a art piece this age. Fair market value, approximately $30,000 to $35,000. Hi, I am Michael Kourosh and welcome to Design Santa Barbara. We are currently in Santa Barbara Design Center, but we are about to head down the 101 to meet my good friend Maraya Droney. You may remember Maraya from the past seasons. She's an extremely talented designer, and today I'm excited to see a home just north of Los Angeles that Maraya has completely transformed for her clients. Please join us. Good morning, Maraya. How are you?
Fine.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for coming. I have this beautiful house I'd love to show you.
Love to see it.
Okay, let's go. Okay, Michael, let's go ahead and go on in. So this is the entry courtyard, and this is really an outside room. So you walk into the outside room, and then you walk through the colonnade to go into the house.
It's very voluminous, beautiful.
It
Love
is.
the chandelier and the whole thing. What is this unusual vases?
These urns were custom made, and they are made from Malibu tile, and we needed something really big and bright and bold in here because the space is so dark and cavernous, and so we brought in a whole lot of brightness and added the lighting and a very tall mirror because the space goes up so high, and then all the plants.
It looks beautiful. It looks very welcoming.
So Michael, I want to take you through this courtyard. Then we'll finally get to the entry of the house.
It's very welcoming. It's
Yeah.
absolutely stunning.
And
What a beautiful fountain.
I love the sound. It permeates throughout the entire house. We put a lot of colorful pots around it and colorful pots here because what my clients had asked me for was a very colorful house.
And this is actually very colorful, and I like the succulents. They're just so beautiful, and they go very well with our climate. Love the sound of it. Where did you find the fountain?
The fountain was here.
Oh, it was here. You
Yes.
just made it more colorful.
Yes, the problem with the house when my clients first asked me to help them with it was that it was very cavernous, like I said before. It was very dark. Everything was
Dark-ended.
brown, there was no color. So those pots that I showed you in the entry, we added a whole lot of color. And these pots add color, those pots add color.
And I see you have consistent color. The blue carries from there to inside, and probably you take it in too.
Oh, totally, the entire inside.
I'm excited to see what you have inside.
Well, let's go inside.
Let's go. Very cozy, very warm. Just as the first feeling, you get beautiful colors.
That's right. As I have said before, my clients really wanted a colorful house. They had been to Seville, Spain, and they love the colors there, and they love the whole style. And so that's why we brought in the Malibu tile and all the color.
I love this. Actually, the combination of colors you use is beautiful. It's the blue greens, and then you have touches of terracotta. It's fabulous. Very, very rich. Very warm. It's a
Thank you.
big house, but it doesn't feel that huge.
Right. It's a family of 4, and they do have a lot of guests, and they do have a lot of parties.
Beautiful.
When we come back, we will highlight more fantastic moments from the past 10 years. Stay tuned.
My grandfather taught me about the beauty of the rugs. Each one tells a story. Story about the person who wove it, the person who bought it, the person who inherits it, the person who treasures it.
It's amazing how simply looking at an object can bring you back to a different place and time, or remind you of someone you love. At Santa Barbara Design Center, we want to help you find a rug that will travel through time with your family for generations to come. Visit us at 410 Olive Street and find your treasure today. Welcome back to Design Santa Barbara. This week we are celebrating 10 wonderful years on the air. Thank you for joining us on Design Santa Barbara. I'm Michael Kourosh, and today we are in Santa Barbara Design Center, heading to Montecito, where my dear friend Leesa Wilson-Goldmuntz have a stunning house to show us. Please join us.
Michael, welcome to Glen Oaks, the original Glen Oaks.
This is amazing. It just takes your breath away. You gotta look at it for a minute to realize that is so grandeur. It's beautiful from outside, but even more beautiful from inside.
It is a stunning property. Stanford White, we think, one of the rare West Coast homes that he did. $1896.
As the year it was built, so it's already over 120 years old. Wow.
And stands the test of time. Certainly, Stanford White built, Mark Appleton and D.D. Ford have recently renovated it. Gorgeous, classic center hall, dining room, sunroom. But first, let's go to the living room.
I'd love to see.
One of the things that I think is so pretty about this house is that the new owners have painted it completely white. It just oozes light and space.
It looks very airy and light and happy. We did a house last season and it had the same feeling, but this is even bigger and lighter.
Old homes don't have to be dark. They don't have to be stodgy. The original fireplace, which is stunning with the overmantel. The original lights that I think are just so pretty.
Oh, those are original to the house?
Yes.
The sconces? Wow, they're beautiful.
And then what we've done is lightened it and brightened it for how people live today. This is one of your gorgeous rugs that I love. And
yes, you mentioned you had an amazing project, and here it is. It's beautiful. Actually adds quite a lot to the room. Nice.
Yeah. Well, I was lucky because the house was done when I got here, and we just needed to make it livable. So it was really a wonderful project for me to be able to put in furniture that feels comfortable, yet really cozy, elegant.
It feels not staged. I mean, I know you staged this house for sale, but it feels like somebody has been living here for, I don't want to say 20 years, because it's outdated. Every furniture is brand new and very up to date. It looks beautiful. It looks like somebody lives here, actually.
Thank you.
Very nice.
So these are some words that Heidi from the Elizabeth Gordon Gallery had asked me to put down about a piece that recently sold. It's called Day in the New Field, and I often write poetry about certain pieces, but not all pieces. Blue lines stripe back and forth, up and down, in the middle of an image of two workers on a large canvas, a man and a woman, showing that the start of the work began in the early bloom of morning. The lines continue on the outside, now white, telling that the work went from the morning into the heat of day. Beneath their feet, tools in rich brown dirt, the ever-yielding earth arched turned over and over, the proof of their labor.
On behalf of everyone involved in this production, we truly thank you from the bottom of our hearts for allowing us to come into your home and share our passion for design and history with you. It's been an amazing time, and we look forward to creating many more memories in the coming years. See you next week.